So I've checked, after the fact, to see what I may have missed in the Cinder Hills mine during the Aurora here. Whether or not more exploration was worth it, we are forging onward, because I'd rather see this series end in a new zone, not an old one. Wouldn't you? Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Odds series, where I am going to make my way back down this direction because I want to visit the fishing huts. So it's going to be a bit of a walk. I don't have a lot of energy. If I were to get into a fight with a wolf right now, it would not end well. And I'm actually dangerously close to aggroing one if that wolf is near the road here, so I need to be careful. But it just occurs to me that this is a pretty easy moment, given the stillness of the air, the lack of a blizzard, to navigate towards the fishing huts. So I'm going to take that opportunity. And then once I get there, I might be able to arrange a fire so I can actually get some more water. I have food. We found some food in the mines. That's really the only useful loot that I found in the mines. I was kind of hoping for, like, another fire striker, you know? That would have been nice. But at the same time, I had no idea exactly how much of the mine would be accessible to me. I knew that it was going to be kind of a treacherous environment. So we are moving on. I'm going to keep a very close eye on the road ahead and on the ice to the left. It's past midnight, and the Aurora now has been going for at least a couple of hours. Doesn't show any signs of letting up. I did manage to harvest a new burdock root during the last episode, so I've got some more food, and also, let's not forget, there is deer meat sitting on the other side of the zone right now. So in like worst case scenarios where I was realizing that I was running out of food, I could kind of keep an eye on the calorimeter, or the stomach meter if you want to call it that. Now let me quickly check this car because I don't think... Oh no, I have checked it. Okay. Wow. And I could, like, dip back across the zone to grab that deer meat, because that's like 1,000 calories. Okay. There's a possibility there's a wolf, like, right on the other side of this. It's not really a mound of snow, but we're going to call it that. So I'm just going to be very careful here. Well, careful in one sense, not careful in another. I'm risking a sprain right now to stay away from that edge of the ice. There we go. A little bit flatter ground there. Okay. I don't think there's a wolf there, but I'm just wanting to be extra careful. Also, if I'm hearing correctly here, I think the Aurora might actually be dying down. Sounds like it's getting a little quieter. Might just be my imagination, though. All right, so that hut, I kind of want to check it out. I don't trust that there's not a wolf, like, right here. So I might as well risk it. Just to see... Okay, yeah, I think I'm good. This is one hut I do not think I've visited at all. Although I might have. Let's see. Oh, I did. I did. Look at me being thorough. So I think the fishing huts I did visit previously. So we're going to pay them a second visit just to... I'm going to check those reeds right there, because you never know, there might be cattails. But just to see if any additional items have spawned. But also we need a little bit of shelter, because we're getting cold. Okay. I very rarely, if ever, have seen cattails in these thickets. I'm just giving it the benefit of the doubt here, just to be clear. I can't remember the last time I picked a cattail down here, but I just want to be sure. Okay, so now we're up here. Let's step inside. We don't have a ton of lantern light, unfortunately. Also don't have a ton of torchlight. Yeah, I've already searched these places. The likelihood that there will be food items here is low. So what I really and truly need to do is just go ahead and make a fire. Let's see what I can get away with here. Wait. I thought it turned green for a second there. I thought I saw it turn green. All right. So I'll put it right here. We don't need the fire to last particularly long. I will use the lit torch and the cedar firewood. Just get a bit of water. I do have water purification tablets.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
So I could always use those. Now, one of the advantages of making water this way is that I can get this started and then step inside, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to step inside and chow down on some of this food that I just found. Got some ketchup chips, which is, of course, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll have those, but I'll wait on the crackers because that would actually drain the rest of my thirst. Makes me sad. All right, so now we just need to kind of stay warm for a bit. I think what I might do is pass some time for like a split second. All right, stop. Now let's go back outside. Hello? Where's the freaking door? Okay. I know I just stepped inside this cabin. I didn't actually look anywhere, but for whatever... Oh, wait. Leave cabin. There it is. That's so strange. All right. Non-potable water. Okay, so we're thirsty anyway, unfortunately, from those few seconds we passed time. 59 minutes on the fire. Let's go ahead and pass time until this is ready. Drink that. Not thirsty. All right. And we're going to do that again. After this, there's not much more to explore, to tell you the truth. So, fastest way to get back would be to go straight for the Mystery Lake exit. I was thinking of Pleasant Valley and Mystery Lake. For the Mystery Lake exit, and then go straight for the muskeg. Just beeline it along the tracks. Although, I did also mention the possibility, which is a very real one, of we could go through the ravine straight to Bleak Inlet, and then go to Forlorn Muskeg that way. And that, honestly, might be the way to go, now that I think about it. So we might make the ravine happen. And we're on the edge of the zone that would actually be conducive to making that happen. So that could be our path here. All right, I've stayed out here by this while it's melting, but I don't necessarily have to. I can drink that, and then I'll have a little bit more here. Or rather, a lot more. Yeah. Close to a gallon, which is nice. Let me go ahead and take a torch off this fire. Might let me take another one. That's a decent-sized torch. There we go. Okay. No more torches for me. Let's go inside before we lose any health unnecessarily. And now...
Damn, I'm freezing.
Gonna eat these crackers. 600 lovely calories. I do wish I had that deer meat with me, but given where the bear was, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all. All right, so now I think let's just go ahead and sleep for 9 hours. And we can get moving. I have been through the ravine once in this series, but it was a very different context. And one thing I'll have to figure out, I think I did... climbing rope. I think I did set up the climbing rope, but I didn't use it at the time. I could be misremembering, though. I might be thinking of a different moment. Oh, speaking of remembering things, let me make a note of this real quick. So... as I hit my caps lock key twice in a row. Okay. Wow. We're in a very good position right now. Let me double check this fishing hut. Just look for food items. The likelihood that there are food items here is very low. But I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. Okay. So. Fastest way that I can think. Yeah, there's a hook there. I think someone pointed that out earlier in the series. Or I might be thinking of the one in Mystery Lake. I think there are a bunch of whetstones in Mystery Lake. That is one reason to go back through that way. And we may well go back and get them later, but right now my objective is to get to the ravine and to Bleak Inlet. So that's kind of the goal. I haven't fully explored Coastal Highway. We got the Aurora a lot faster. As I was talking about last episode, one of my objectives, like the way I was treating that in my mind, was we were going to hang out in Coastal Highway and explore, but it was to see if we can get an Aurora to pop, and one popped immediately. So since that happened, I'm just going to go ahead and move towards the exit and keep going. There is still a little bit more to explore, but the likelihood that anything amazing is going to be found in the areas I haven't checked yet, not enough to keep me around. Oh, the plane. Do we need to go back? No, we don't need to go back. I'll make a note for next time. There were cargo hatches on the plane, but I'm happy with the path that I'm following. I think the last time I came up this way, a wolf rained on my parade, or possibly a bear rained on my parade while I was making my way down the ridge. Or both, maybe? And it's possible... Another reason I wanted to follow this path is that it's possible there could be more cattails along the way, which is always a plus. And there are a few other lootable locations, too, which are close to where we're going, so there's that. Oh, yep, cattail. Fantastic. All right, need to be mindful of the larger varieties of woodland friends. Ooh, multiple cattails. Yeah, you could tell I was driven off of this path the last time I attempted it. I think a wolf seriously trolled me. and I wasn't able to actually follow the river very closely. I think I had to deviate and kind of veer left coming from the other direction. So to my right now, if I recall correctly. So that might mean that there are a good amount of cattails along the river up here. There could also be a bear uncomfortably close. Oh yeah, I'm seeing more cattails. Great. Fantastic. This is not normal this late in a run to be walking this river, because this is one of the first places, especially if you start in this area, if you need to build up, a bit of food storage, this is one of the first places you should always come. Just find this river and walk it, grab every cattail. Even on low vegetation settings, which of course I am running low vegetation settings right now. There's a wolf right there. Even on low vegetation, this is what we're dealing with. Oh yeah, that wolf is super close. Oh, I thought it was crouched. I am not crouched. Holy crap. Okay. So that wolf could make life a little bit interesting here, but at the end of the day, like, I don't feel very threatened by him. I'm going to get low to the ground here, though, just to avoid an unnecessary standoff, because the wolf was headed that way, and I don't know how close they're going to get to the edge of the water here, but... Or I suppose I should say to the edge of the ice. Keep an eye out that way as well. Lots of cattails. Man, that wolf that I ran into early in the series definitely screwed with me. There's also coal immediately to my left. There we go. Basically means that I was not able to follow this river at all. Man, that must have been frustrating at the time, because I knew what I was walking away from. Which is part of the reason I had to get out of Coastal Highway. But I had forgotten that I had been driven off of this river by the local wildlife. Okay, so still need to be careful up here. This is the top end of the bear's patrol route. Those are carrion crows that I hear, though. I wonder if they're circling a deer or a human. If it's a deer, I am all about it. It's a deer. Oh my god, it's a deer. Okay. Oh my god. That is incredible luck. Okay. I'm going to take this meat. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to run.
Man, I could do anything.
That's 2 full chunks of deer meat. With safety right around the corner up here. Still technically close enough to attract attention from wildlife, so I need to be very mindful of that. But what I'm going to do is try and make it up to this little hut. I'm going to drop that on the ground. I see more than enough wood in the immediate vicinity. Oh, this is fantastic. To make a fire and cook this meat. So food-wise, we are going to be in good shape for our exit, because not only do we have cattails... Oh, hello. Revolver cartridges just sitting... If I went back to the comments for the last time that I was here, I'd probably find a reference to those. I'd probably find a reference to those. Okay, so nothing else here. I could break down some of this stuff for wood. That's an hour and 57 minutes, though. I'd rather just break down the crate and use my hands. The advantage of that being it warms me up a little bit, too. All right, let's step back out here. Okay, the weather is fantastic. I'm going to light a fire on this side of the house. We'll use the magnifying lens. Sure, we'll use an accelerant. Why not? Why, with an accelerant, is the fire starting that slow? What the heck?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Okay, so I could add that coal, but I think what I'd rather do... Wait, where's my... Oh, yeah, I used the reclaimed wood to start the fire. That's fine. Works out. All right, so this is 2 full-size chunks of deer meat. I will take it.
Man, all I can think about is food.
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll literally be fine. We could almost keep going after this. Because I'd have shelter, you know? All right, so I'm going to go inside while these cook. There's no reason for me to stay out here. Although I think the fire is probably hot enough. So let's go ahead and pass some time. For just like 15, 20 minutes. There we go. Amazing. That's 991 calories. 990 to 1,000 calories each there. That worked out. That was a beautiful gift from the game. All right, so with that in mind, let's grab a few torches off this fire, because God knows I am low on lantern fuel at the moment. Hoping to find more in Bleak Inlet. Nice. Let's go ahead and drink some water. We have 10 cattails. That's 1,000 calories right there. 1,500 calories. It's amazing. All right, light another torch. I probably don't need more than that. I'm decently encumbered at the moment, which is annoying. I still have burdock. Yeah, I am good on food and water and everything. I'm carrying an extra can opener. That's not necessary. I still have that other whetstone. Carrying lots of cloth, more than is necessary. It's the water mainly that's weighing me down. All right, let's keep moving. There's no reason to linger here. What I am going to do, though, as I leave the zone, is we're going to stay close to the water. Hi, bunny. We're going to stay close to the water, and we are going to continue kind of following this. Just making absolutely sure that on my way in, this is the area where I would have gotten every cattail anyway, because this section is safer. So the likelihood that I find more cattails here than I've already found is not good. Hi, Wolf. You sound like you're poised to prove me wrong about what I just said with regard to the safety of this spot. That sounded uncomfortably close. And very well timed. The game is planning a hold my beer moment. Watch this. YouTuber thinks he's safe. YouTuber has another thing coming. I'll show you survival school, Hadrian. Oh, man. All right. Don't need that anymore. Really don't need it at all. All right, so looks like storm coming in. I'm going to go ahead and make my way into the ravine as fast as I can. I am going to have to get rid of some stuff to make this climb happen. And I genuinely do not recall whether or not the climbing rope has been set up. I'm more than 50% certain that I had a climbing rope. I found one maybe in the ravine, and I took it to the spot and set it up, but I didn't take it because I knew I would have to take it later. And later is now. But what I'm not certain of is if I'm remembering something that happened in an Against All Challenges series, because that's one of the funny things about having done so many Long Dark series in a short period of time. I know it was months ago now, but still. I've visited these zones a lot this year. And so the wires are crossing a little bit, and I'm not sure that I trust my memory that much. We'll see. We're going to try and get across the bridge here before things get too crazy. Wouldn't it suck if this is where the run ended? Speaking of, like, ending in a familiar place. It'd be one heck of a way to end it. All right. Let's keep going. That is the sound of the game trying to give me anxiety. That's what that is. In case you're wondering what that sound was. That's the game actively working against me. Alright, so we're about halfway through. I have already been, as I mentioned, I've already been through the ravine once in this playthrough, so... There will be stuff at the bottom of the ravine. Since I haven't been to the bottom, I don't think. There will be stuff down there. But I've looted everything up top here. The only reason I would have to go to the cave up top now is shelter. But at this point, honestly, even if the blizzard starts, like, I think I might just, like... If I have the ability, if I'm rested enough to take that downward climb, then I think I would just go ahead and do it, you know? Now, you know, let's just remember something, though. Let's not forget... I managed to avoid every last pack of Timberwolves in Blackrock, which is a newer zone than Bleak Inlet. Bleak Inlet was the first zone that was added to the game which contained our friends, the Timberwolves. So I'm now returning to the original Timberwolf zone and the place that I first ran into them. And Bleak Inlet has... a lot to offer. We could actually be in Bleak Inlet for a while, I know more about the zone than the last time I was here in Against All Odds. The last time I was in Bleak Inlet in Against All Odds, to quote one of my Discord moderators, I have unfinished business in Bleak Inlet, because Bleak Inlet was the zone that ended my last run. So we've got stuff to do there. And when I go there, like, I have more of a sense of, like, knowing what's going on. But it would be yet another location where we have to wait for an aurora. I feel like aurora frequency is something that I might tune up in the next Against All Odds. Because, I mean, if it were a pure benefit, then that would seem a little cheesy. But it's also risk. It's a balance of risk and benefit. Okay, the climbing rope was set up. It's a balance of risk and benefit because you get, you know, the access to the things that the aurora gives you access to, but you also have to deal with aurorified wildlife, so to speak. And that is no small ask. So I am strongly considering that. Because it would, you know, make things more interesting in a way that wasn't simply cheesy or easier, strictly. But at the same time, allow the series to progress more smoothly because we wouldn't be sitting around waiting for as many auroras. Plus, let's just be honest, they're gorgeous. The auroras in this game are beautiful. It is a perfectly sensible thing. You know what? Hang on. I have an idea. Yeah, it's a perfectly sensible thing to maybe just want more of the aurora for just being able to see more of them alone. So, I'm leaning that way pretty hard. All right, we are back in a birch forest, by the way. Let's not forget that. So I can grab some birch while I'm here. It's also one of the safer areas in the long dark in terms of, like, being able to walk around confident that there's not a wolf nearby. I just want to be mindful of not missing the cave,
God, yeah, freezing.
which is going to be up here on my left. So we'll hang out here, drink some water, consume some of our rations, which my thinking is if I hang out for a bit, it allows me to leave less stuff behind, because I'm going to have to drop some things to get down this rope. I've been traveling a little bit over encumbrance for the past little while, and I'm going to have to take a break from that approach. I just heard a demon. Okay, so the cave is up here on the left. I can see the darker rocks. Also grabbing lots of birch bark, which makes me very happy. I'm losing a little bit of life here because it's worth grabbing the sheer... Oh my god, there's so much. Oh my god, there's so much. Yeah. It's worth grabbing all this birch bark. It's been a while since we've been in a thick birch forest where there was a high drop chance for this stuff. So that's calories. That's free health. I haven't really been in an area with a lot of birch for the past little while. So this is really a nice kind of change compared to where I've been. Plus, since I have to prepare the birch bark, it gives me something to do in the back of the cave while I stay warm and while I'm not quite sleepy enough to do anything else. Speaking of staying warm, let me also grab some sticks, because if I need a fire, I can start one, and I've got plenty of wood in the area. Okay, perfect. Including this, what's this, cedar limb? Yep, right here. Okay, let's step inside. You can tell I've already been here. Oh, there's a Jerry... wait. I'm sorry, what? That's a ruined whetstone.
Feels like night is coming.
Alright, so cattail heads, none of which I needed. That is amazing. Yeah, that's a heavy jerry can. It's the one that was inside the train car. So that's a really, really lovely find. Holy crap. What a blessing with which to end this episode. I'm not going to end it just yet. We're going to do a few preps back here. It's the sensible thing to do. Let's go ahead and prep. Let's prep a lot of things. Let's just do all the things, because we're warm enough back here. You can tell that we're warm enough. We can keep an eye on it while we do this. But we can prep 4 birch bark. Hypothermia risk just went away completely. We can prep 2 burdock roots. It'll take 30 minutes. And we can prep some rose hips, which, remember, prepared rose hips are a little bit lighter than a pile of unprepared rose hips. So there's that. And now... Man, that's fantastic. All right, let's drop that again, because we're definitely not lugging that around. But I've refueled the storm lantern, which means I can probably drop all the sticks I'm carrying, to tell you the truth. Or the, not sticks, but the torches that I'm carrying. That's nice. I'm also lugging this flour around. Let's take a look at this real quick. Flour and cooking oil. I could make bannock. I could also make rosehip pie. Interesting. Does it make me more alert? Or it just gives me more energy? Oh, that's fantastic. Uses the same amount of flour as a bannock. We had acorn grounds. We could make an acorn bannock. It's so nice that I have flour. So yeah, I mean, I could totally, like, I could make some bread here. It's just that it would be 0.22 pounds each. So hang on, let's look at this. If I were to do this, it would use some of my cooking oil, which is good. Right now, I have 3.3 pounds of flour. And I would be able to make... let's say 8 of them. So I would basically lose about a pound and change. And I would also have less water to deal with. And I would have less cooking oil, so I'd lose weight there too. So turning the flour that I have into bannocks not only gives me something to eat, which is good, but it would help prepare me for this climb that's upcoming. Plus, if I stay here doing this, I'll have to consume some of the other stuff that I'm carrying, which, you know, it's not necessarily good, because ideally, like, food that you have in your inventory should be fueling, like, travels. But in this case, I think I'm happy to do it, because it's some more welcome experimentation with the new recipes that also will help me really prepare for this climb and feel like I have food heading into an unfamiliar, well, more familiar now, but still unfamiliar zone where there are timber wolves. So we have that to worry about as well. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop this one. Let me just create a save point real quick with an hour of sleep. Just an hour. I'll stop this one here. I'm going to keep recording, but I just want the save point just in case. If I get interrupted, it's nice to be able to jump back. 161 days, 8 hours, and 6 minutes. Not bad at all. So yeah, I'll stop this one here. And the next one, I'm going to make that stuff at the beginning of the episode, pass some time, get some rest, and then make this climb down into Bleak Inlet. And we'll be in yet another slightly more challenging Aurora-required zone. And then from there, it's Forlorn Muskeg, Broken Railroad, and Forsaken Airfield. It's coming up quick. This is moving fast, and I like it. This is one of the reasons we kept going, as opposed to risking everything in the mines. I feel validated. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If you're not new here, look for the join button for access to channel unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes drop every day but Wednesday at 1 p.m. US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.